Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a critical piece of the digital transformation puzzle, the true ROI of your landing pages. Look, so many companies are unknowingly pouring massive marketing budgets straight into a leaky funnel. You might have amazing automation and sky-high click-through rates, but if your lead generation is totally stagnant, well, it's time to rethink those digital pathways.
Because think about it. The researchers over at Softwind pose this really brilliant question. When is the last time you actually looked at the page your ad sent people to, right? We get so hyper-focused on the upstream stuff. We optimize targeting algorithms. We build these sleek ad creatives. We deploy complex automated email sequences. But then we completely ignore the final destination. We essentially engineer this beautiful digital journey and then just abandon the user at the finish line.
So to fix this, our roadmap today covers 5 key areas. First, the forgotten growth lever. Second, the math of missed leads. Third, anatomy of high conversion. Fourth, common landing page mistakes. And finally, the iterative testing approach.
All right, Section 1, the forgotten growth lever. Now, you might be wondering, why obsess over this one digital touchpoint instead of, say, tweaking our ad algorithms again? Simple. The landing page is absolutely the fastest, most cost-effective lever you can pull for business growth. A massive failure point in so many digital strategies is treating a standard homepage like a targeted destination. Think of your homepage as a digital lobby. It has to be everything to everyone, balancing multiple audiences and a dozen different goals. But a landing page, it's a highly engineered, totally frictionless environment. It's built for one specific visitor, coming from one specific source, to take one precise action. It operates strictly on the one thing rule. One targeted offer, one defined audience, one clear action. When you create a seamless digital experience here, you get immediate results and rapid scalability.
Which brings us to Section 2, the math of missed leads.
So what happens when a page lacks that laser focus? Well, it creates friction, and friction causes actual, measurable financial damage. According to Unbounce's latest data, which Softwind highlighted, the median landing page conversion rate across the industry is just 6.6%. But here's the catch. That 6.6% median completely masks a massive gap in scalability. The best performing pages are converting at exponentially higher rates than the worst performing ones, even when they're getting the exact same upstream traffic. Literally the exact same traffic. The entire difference comes down to the precision of that user experience.
And the business impact here is just brutal. As the quote goes, if your landing page converts at half its potential, you are paying double for every lead. Think about that for a second. That is a literal calculation of lost capital. You've got your digital ad spend, your SEO infrastructure, your targeted outreach, and if that destination page is unoptimized, immense value is literally leaking out of your funnel before a sales rep even gets to say hello. You are actively doubling your customer acquisition cost just because of digital friction.
Okay, let's fix it. Section 3, anatomy of high conversion.
To plug these leaks and actually drive a real business transformation, Softwind lays out 5 core structural components for a high-performance page. Number 1, match your ad text word for word with the page copy so the user knows they're in the right place. Number 2, cut the exits. Strip away navigation bars and extra links. 3, shrink your forms to the absolute minimum data required. 4, put verifiable proof like client data or testimonials right at the top to build instant trust. And 5, make it fast. You absolutely have to leverage modern cloud infrastructure here because a slow mobile page means invisible lead loss. Modern users expect seamless, instant performance.
Just to put this into perspective, look at the sheer power of a deliberate structural cut. Softwind data shows that taking a lead capture form and trimming it from 9 fields down to just 3 creates this beautifully seamless digital experience that exponentially increases lead volume. By capturing just the essential data to start the relationship and saving the deep qualification questions for later, you instantly remove friction. And the best part? This tactical optimization takes literally zero extra ad budget, but it completely modernizes the efficiency of your user journey.
Moving on to Section 4, common landing page mistakes.
Look, spotting the barriers to scale is just as important as knowing the best practices, right? So let's look at some inefficient legacy methods versus the modern fixes. Sending paid traffic to a generalized homepage, that fails because it lacks intent. The modern fix is always a dedicated landing page. Got a headline and ad mismatch? That breaks trust instantly. The fix is exact word-for-word alignment. Throwing too many links on a page? That fractures the user journey. In fact, data from VWO proves that a single link environment, literally just the call to action, drastically outperforms complex pages. And finally, aggressively asking for deep qualification data like company size or budget right out of the gate, that causes instant abandonment. The fix is a frictionless, minimal input interface. These are digital transformations you can literally execute in a single afternoon.
Finally, Section 5, the iterative testing approach.
To really achieve optimal conversion, we have to fundamentally shift how we manage these digital assets. A landing page is a dynamic digital product. It's not some static, one-off design project. The old ship it and move on mindset, it's completely obsolete. SoftWind's core philosophy is this: the first version of your page is a guess. Testing is how it becomes a fact. True innovation is driven by data. You've got to leverage modern A/B testing infrastructure and iterate constantly. But crucially, and this is key, you only test one variable at a time: a headline, a button, the form architecture. By isolating variables, you're relying on concrete data, which guarantees your digital pathways get sharper, faster, and way more efficient with every single cycle. Which leaves us with one final, critical evaluation of your digital ecosystem. Traffic gets people to the door, but did your digital experience actually invite them in? If your upstream metrics are showing great engagement, but sustainable growth is still somehow elusive, it's time to heavily scrutinize those destination points. Transforming your landing pages into seamless, frictionless environments is hands down one of the most powerful levers you have for scaling your business. Thanks for joining The Explainer.